Welcome to The Real Wine Show, a wine game show wrapped in a talk show, wrapped in a podcast about wine. I'm Matt.
And I am Chad.
So our first segment is kind of like Wait, Don't Tell Me. We're calling it Spot the Corker, where we read possibly fictitious news pieces and ask each panelist to decide if they're true or false.
The second segment is the emotive blind tasting, where instead of relying on the usual descriptors like what kinds of fruits, how much tannin or acid the wine has, we ask our panelists to taste the wine and tell us a story about the wine based on how it makes them feel, like perhaps a memory, or if the wine were a person, what kind of person would it be?
You know, think of it less of a game show, more of a wild discussion about the wide world of wine. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Our first guest we'll say hello to is Eric Arsenault. Eric,
hello.
Welcome in.
Hello.
Awesome. Eric is a longtime friend, but also the founder of Interactive Menu Technologies, which is a digital wine list platform for restaurant use. Is that correct?
A digital menu platform, the whole menu.
The whole menu.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. And you just released a new consumer.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that? Just a
So
little
it's
bit?
called PairPro. And to not make it too long, 11 years ago or 2010, when it set out, I was Somali and a wine spirits director, and iMenuTech was born out of that as a way to bring a better experience to the menu experience in a restaurant.
Right.
But it started thinking it was going to be just wine focused, and then realized, well, if we're going to put the wine list on there, why would I not put the entire menu on there? And while it was in creation, something called PairPro was born. It was an idea that, is there a way to pair food and wine the way a sommelier would do at the table, but digitally?
Right.
And over the thinking process of what that platform was going to be, created this algorithm that got a U.S. patent for, and it basically,
Excellent.
when
That's
you
cool.
think about pairing food and wine in your head, it replicates that that process rather. And for this whole time, for 11 years now, it's been a part of MenuVative, but nobody really knew that the wine recommendations in there was actually being driven by that. They probably just thought the owner was making suggestions there. And for years, I've been saying, I want to release PairPro as an app for everybody rather than just the people sitting in restaurants using MenuVative. And so
Cool.
6 months ago, I got prodded for about the 1,000th time over the last decade and said, okay, finally, I'm doing it.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah. So you can now get PairPro on the App Store or
Google Play.
Google Play, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm an iOS guy, but yeah.
yeah. See, and I'm not. So I had to borrow my wife's phone
go to
and see
college,
how it works on her phone and all that stuff. But it's a free app on both stores, and pretty excited about it.
Cool. Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next panelist is Chris Hunter. You may have heard him on the show before. Chris, welcome back in.
Hey, yo, thanks for having me.
Yeah. You're up at VinoVolo in Detroit, the international, right? That's how we say. The international wine bar chain. What do you call it? How do you describe? What is VinoVolo? Tell us what it is.
So VinoVolo is a wine bar in the airport. We're in about 40, 45 locations.
Mm-hmm.
And
But not just the U.S.
We are international. Yeah, we are in Canada. We're actually going to be out in Paris pretty soon too.
Wow.
Yeah.
They need it. They're going to be
Yeah.
at CDG because they need it.
Yeah, so it's a pretty unique place. As you can imagine, I literally see every demographic.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives me a really cool insight in terms of what's going on in the wine world.
That's why you're
That's why I'm there.
the number one. Yeah, you're our number one guest. So yes,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the power of the insights.
Hey.
But Chris, we were talking not too long ago about a second project that you might. Is this something you want to talk about now, or am I jumping the gun on that? You said you had a little something else.
Since you brought it up,
Just in brief, yeah. I mean, this is the intro phase. We can get back around to
so it's this event-driven business I'm working on with my brother and my best friend, and what it is called Unbiased Vine Kinship. And essentially what it is, event-driven space centered around bringing people together, which is the kinship element, bringing music together, which we're all very passionate about music, bringing wine together, which we're all very passionate about wine, and then giving back to essentially youthful organizations. So it's
Excellent.
a business
That's
that's structured all about essentially just giving back, which we need to be, every business should be about. It should be about the people.
Yeah.
But this is a
Excellent.
unique way to just bring people together to connect with wine. So wine, obviously outside of the box, wines that people aren't experiencing. So low case production we'll be focusing on, and then music, a lot of local artists we're going to be trying to focus on, and then also nonprofit organizations and people that are trying to give back, essentially. Right?
Great. That's excellent. Thank you. Glad to have you back in. And then finally, we're also joined by Chef Allison Anastasio from the really cool spot. Look it up if you haven't been over there yet, but the Newton of Ypsilanti. Allison, welcome
Yeah,
in.
that's me. Thanks so much. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Tell us about what you're doing over at the Newton.
It's a space that is, the building itself, it was built in 1870. It has a lot of history in Ypsi and in Washtenaw County. And we have restored it to a bed and breakfast and event space. As a chef, everything there centers around food and absolutely gourmet breakfasts in the morning and the weekends, but also events, private dinners, and a lot of education stuff too, cooking classes.
If I can interrupt you and
Please
say,
do.
I've had the pleasure of doing a private dinner with you, and it's an
Yeah, that was
awesome
fun.
experience. We had a blast.
Yeah.
Great food, and your crew is great, but the building is amazing.
Yeah.
You've got that. What's the short story on that awesome little pub down in the basement? They have this vintage. It's crazy. It's this dark little. Really, it's old. You tell the story.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
no,
I
that's
interrupted
okay.
you. I feel
No,
bad, but I
that's
love
right.
the space, and I want people to know about it.
So the house itself, or part of the house, was first built in 1870. About 50 years later, it was purchased by Charles Newton, who was Henry Ford's real estate attorney. He also, one of his jobs, or one of his responsibilities, was to collect all the buildings for Greenfield Village. And he basically, the story that we've been told as it's been passed down to us is when you're putting together a village like that, you collect some extra buildings and you don't know exactly how it's going to go. So there was an extra tavern. They decided they chose a different one to put on site in Dearborn, but Ford gifted this remaining tavern to Newton, and Newton was doing renovations in his grand home and installed the tavern in the basement. So when you walk downstairs, it feels like you're going back in time because that tavern stood in Connecticut in the 1700s. And that is really...
It's really amazing.
Yeah,
you
so
guys
you
have
have
So cool.
all layers of history throughout the house, and that's something we're really focused on for our programming too, is to weave the stories that have existed in the house and in Ypsi and again the county, the state, with programming that people want to participate so they can learn part of the history, they can learn more about themselves and community. Sounds a lot like what you're lining up there, but we'd love to be able to share it with
Fantastic.
people.
Yeah, excellent. So we'll just say for people who are looking to spend a little bit of time in the Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti area, and you're a wine lover, the Newton is the place to be.
Well,
Good.
after that round, you all got 2 points.
Hey, look at me.
So you started off. Good job.
Wait, on the 100-point scale, we got...
Oh, no, they're just all together.
Say so we all blew it.
That's not doing
You
it.
just make it up as they go, but that was out of 3.
All right, that's fine.
Bombed.
That was out of 3. That was out of 3 points. So
Cool.
could have done better.
Do you want to take us into the first round, Matt? And
sure.
our first true-false question, and let's see if we can
All right.
get to the meat of the matter
So
here.
this is a fun one. Customs investigators in Hong Kong have intercepted a record 444 kilograms of liquid cocaine hidden in a 20-foot shipping container inside of bag-and-box wines. So there is huge shipping container. Inside of that is bag-and-box wines. But inside of that is liquid cocaine.
Liquid cocaine.
Yeah. I don't know. So they arrested 2 people. The estimated street value of the cocaine is almost 59 million euros. And according to Hong Kong Narcotics Bureau, it was the largest amount of liquid cocaine found since records began more than 20 years ago. All right. Did the Hong Kong bust a narco bag and box ring? Or are they skiing down the wrong slope? All right. Is that...
That's a great question.
that
No,
a
I just
Snow
want to know about
reference?
this. I
What
just
was
want
that?
cocaine liquid. I want to get to that.
Same,
I think that's the
same,
meat,
but-
right? I think it's about the meat. Dude, what kind of hints is the cocaine? Where is that cocaine coming from?
Wow.
I
I don't know where
They're looking at you, man. Yeah.
Hey,
They're
that's
looking
their
at
story.
they're looking at you like you would know.
Well, let's see if I have any more information.
Like
Who gets
Chris said,
points for
Chris, I immediately was like, is that
It
even
says it
such a
came from a
thing?
boat.
It seems, boy, if you could make liquid cocaine, it would be so much easier to smuggle that way. So
Right.
why would this be the first time we've ever, it's got to be false. But then I'm like, there's way too much detail to this story for it to be false.
Maybe Matt has a creative mind. You guys don't know.
So very well could be false.
Anyway,
Wow.
Is that is false a consensus, or does
I don't
everybody...
know.
It's interesting.
you
So
say-
So there's a certain point where I sold a lot of Opus 1 to
Dopest one.
one. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe they were switching it up. But I will say this is that the taxes are super high on the wine. So everybody would literally that was a normal thing for us to always stock Opus 1 because it is literally in Japan they always bring gifts. So like a certain class, that's what they'll bring, and it's a certain it's either First Growth, Con Rothschild, or Opus 1 or Harlan. And so that was literally why we carried some of the wines for a long time because they would
For gifts.
yes for gifts all the time
yeah.
because
So
Even
your
with
approach
markup.
here. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Even with restaurant markup, they're still saving money, basically. Yeah.
exactly that's what I'm saying is that they were actually because it's so much higher there they were actually saving a lot more money so they would get 3-6 bottles easily.
Okay, so your rationale here is that this story sounds like it could be true because it's better to pay some taxes on the product
Exactly.
instead of
I'm putting some possibilities.
risking-
exactly.
or having a higher risk level by normal
You literally
smuggling.
read my mind, child. How did you
No, yeah, I listened. I listened to the
headphones
words
are
that were
for,
coming
yeah.
out your mouth. All right, so call it, Chris. How are you going to call it? True, false? What do you first up to bat here? And
I
then we'll see what the
mean-
other two have to say.
I'm gonna have to call it. Let's call it true. I like the truth in it. Hey, the possibilities are wild these days. You never know what people are doing. So I'm gonna go with true.
Okay. And then,
I'm gonna go with true too.
True?
Originally, I was thinking there's no way that you could have
know.
liquid
That's what
cocaine,
I'm
but now I'm
saying.
like, there's got to be a way to figure it out. So they probably did it.
Allison, what is your call?
Yeah, unanimous. I'm going to say true as
True?
well.
Well, you're all right. You're all
Hey.
correct. It is true. So the investigators made the discovery 19th of December after finding signs of resealing. So I guess the liquid cocaine was leaving the bags and then resealing itself when it hit oxygen. I don't know. So in 37 of the 706 boxes this happened.
You're noticing
So-
crusty white residue on the outside of the boxes.
So it says its origin is unknown. We don't know where it came from. And the samples taken, so that was,
Can I pose a question to has anybody ever tried cocaine liquid? Anybody? we can talk about
Can
that.
you
Yeah.
vape? I wonder if it's like on the
You might
vape.
vape it.
You might be able to vape it. These
I
days.
wonder.
I feel like
man.
we're
I feel
dipping
like we're
into
gonna
a
legalize
different
it around the
topic.
corner, right?
Yeah.
Podcast.
yeah, we're in Ann Arbor, so probably.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know about vaping. I don't know about cocaine.
Plausible deniability. All right.
Go for the second one?
Yes, sir. Okay. So we're rolling into this. I guess everything's tied so far in the game.
Yeah.
Let's see. Which question shall we do for you? How about this? So you guys ready? Are resorts no longer the last resort? Recent trends in Americans' culinary sophistication are leading the once moribund vacation resort F&B programs to kick it into gear and get serious. So food and beverage programs, you guys know. Of course, you're pros. According to Jim Wrigley, beverage director of Kimpton Seafire, he says, quote, in such a saturated market, why should consumers book one restaurant, resort, or hotel over the next? There are also a higher number of culinary-informed clientele in the post-pandemic period. They are looking for really interesting, unique culinary and cocktail experiences and escapes. At Potato Head in Seminyak, Bali, for example, they make their own fruit liqueurs. And at Wrigley's own Kimpton Seafire Resort, he has a lab of gadgets, including 3D printers and a Thermomix, which bartenders have used to make their own pear eau de vie, cassis, menthe, and absinthe. Whether any of this spills over to wine is yet to be seen, but we can hope. So the question, I'm sorry, there's a little sound switch there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so the question is, are resorts kicking up their F&B programs and improving the quality of beverages that we can enjoy at your favorite resorts, if you go to resorts?
Man, it would be really nice and realistic and ideal, but with the people that control all these resorts are unfortunately linked with all the people that don't care about good quality. And it's just real. And so at a certain point, it's really unfortunate. There's a lot of moments that I've gone to certain resorts and you might have the good quality, but it doesn't represent that area. And that's one of the things I want to experience when I go to any place, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing with the wine. I want to experience what that area tastes like.
Authenticity. You want an original and authentic experience.
Exactly. And that even representing that time of the year or representing having a conversation. I always want to have a conversation with the cuisine or with the wine. And so because of that, but I feel like most resorts, the typical ones, the ones that are ran by all the corporations, are not doing that. Now I could see somebody that has a little bit of care or somebody that's putting their own money into it, funding that, because I think that's what I want. That's what I personally want to look for when I go to a resort.
Yeah. So you want to believe is what you're saying.
I want to believe. I want to believe. I know I'm going to go with false. I know I'm going to go with false, but I want to believe.
I think we're getting down to, is the question, are some, or are we blanketly saying are all resorts doing this? Because
no,
clearly all resorts aren't.
Clearly, yeah.
But I can speak from experience. I have customers who manage 20 hotels, 30 hotels that absolutely are putting tons of energy into better food, fine wine, and dining experience, and craft cocktails, and growing their own products and things like that. So it is definitely happening, I think, at a larger scale than it ever did 10, 15 years ago. But
so an unqualified true.
To Chris's point, it's still 2%, the top 2% of resorts might be doing this.
Sure, maybe the ones that are less corporate.
Exactly.
Less franchised.
Yeah. Okay. So everybody is on board?
I'm saying true, because
corporate doesn't. Can I say this? Corporations don't know quality. Can I just say that?
No,
it just doesn't go with their game plan, and it's unfortunate that's the reality. But anytime anybody's even taught within certain culinary programs, even within the education system, it gets really limited and really weird and disconnected from the people and disconnected from anything that people want in the times, which is more quality in a general sense.
Well, Allison, you have culinary program experience, right?
I do.
Yeah. So what is your, first of all, let's make that part 2 of the question.
Okay.
And so let's reveal that this is in fact a trend. This is true. So they're all on board, I guess, with, again, a big win here. So we're going into the next round.
Okay. Wow.
Man, even Stevens.
Cool.
But yes, it is true. There is a trend for these, particularly we're talking about resorts, right? Like
another thing you're seeing that I learned from my client is that you look at Marriott's, Hilton's, some of these big, you would think they're corporations. What a lot of people don't understand is Marriott doesn't own all their hotels. There are tons of them that are privately owned and managed by private management companies, and so those will be taken care of completely different than some Marriott.
It's like
so
they franchise
you
out
have
the name.
your autograph collection, highest level ones, where a lot of times those are not even run by Marriott. Those are run by private management companies that completely staff them and have their own F&B programs separate from Marriott altogether.
Okay.
So,
yeah. And so what was your experience? What you were saying in your culinary program experience, because you were doing...
I was working at Schoolcraft for a while.
Yeah.
And then also taught at Arsenault before they closed their department. So those are smaller scales than some of the things you're talking about, for sure.
The people, though, they leave those programs, and ideally they go into those F&B roles at those big resorts. That's part of it. Yeah. Was that was quality part of the curriculum for you back then, or?
That's a great question. Yeah, I think it's a desired goal of the curriculum, but just like everything, you approach it with your own background, your own desires. I attended culinary school as a student when I was in my early 30s, and most of my classmates were at least 10 years younger than me, or sometimes even more. As a general rule, they were less interested in quality than me because I had experienced things. I knew what I was looking for. I knew why I was there. I was so passionate about getting the highest quality, learning techniques so that I could really produce high quality things. So it's hard to make generalizations like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
I mean, for me, it's one of the things just to make a little more clear is like there's always a lot of amazing people within that come out of these programs. So there's a passion that always exists. One of the things that I see, unfortunately, is that they go to the dollar before they go to the quality.
Yeah.
So they go before, how do we make the maximum amount of money versus, and this is what you can even go to a smaller line when we do restaurant week. When we do restaurant week in Ann Arbor, I've worked in restaurants. It's the same exact thing. They put the quality on the side. It's the worst quality. It's the worst time to go out. during these times of the year, and that's just real. It's the same exact mentality. I'm just saying it that's a point of reference from a smaller scale, but from a larger scale, there's a lot of amazing people, but a lot of times they get drawn out, or it's tough because they end up not being able to make the change that they want to. It's like anybody gets into it's the education system, same thing. It's, I can't teach how I want to. We go to the healthcare system, same exact thing.
I'll just say, like, for a little, I can't help but not plug. That is like at the Newton, that is what we do. Quality always comes first. And sometimes, that means the profit margin is just not as high. But when I can go to sleep and know that I've given somebody quality products, whether I've sourced them or made them myself,
it's rewarding.
that's why I'm there. Yeah.
It's rewarding.
Yeah.
That's the industrial thing. It's everyone said after World War II, or industrial agriculture.
Yeah.
We have to feed the world, and we need to feed as many people. And when you grow things with more care and devotion, and that takes more time, and can't have that.
Right.
So it's the same correlation with we need to feed as many people. We need to turn out these plates, and that's just and as cheap as possible for the margin.
Sure. Yeah.
Even just to add quickly is you see we're one of the most mineral deficient societies, right? And so in terms of fruit, and I make this correlation in terms of even wine too, because one of the things with my daughter, we started planting certain herbs, and because I wanted to get her that natural feel, because once we're taking all the seeds out of all the fruit, and you would have ate 20 years ago, you have to eat about 8 oranges today to get the same mineral efficiency.
Wow.
And so this is problematic in terms of all of our industries. And so this is just something that just needs to be brought up and make clear that let's make sure, because I know you care about quality, and we all care about quality. I can tell, but we always need to bring that up and make sure that's the forefront, passion and quality and what we're trying to bring to the people, essentially.
Quality and quantity are always at odds with
Odds,
one
yep.
another, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Especially in the industries.
Yep.
What you can do for 5 people in the Newton at a special event, really cater to them, versus when someone says, okay, I need it for 5,000 now today, you're not going to be able to do the same level of execution.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, that's the
Right.
facts. Yeah,
Yep,
for
that
sure.
is it.
Well, we are
So
trying to
good.
get as many questions in as possible. That's the opposite of our podcast.
okay.
We're gonna get these points going.
Time. We got to 2 questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Before we swing into the next question here, let's talk about what's been in our glasses here. We haven't talked about any
Yes.
kind of wine stuff
Yes.
lately. So
There's wine?
there's wine, yeah. So what do you folks, are y'all drinking the same thing, or who's on what?
We're all
Somebody
on,
give us
we're
an
all
update.
on the Trimbach Pinot Noir 2017, and it is. Can I just say, it's just tasting heavenly.
It is.
Can I just say, high
Supple.
elevation, high frequency vibrational wine right here? That's it really hits in every sense, and it gets me excited. And the fact that it's so different from Burgundy, or it's different from Oregon, or different from any other area, and it's super unique. The production of Pinot Noir grown in Alsace is like 5%. It's really
tiny.
low, so it's really a really cool wine. I love how it's so expressive. It's it's literally having a whole conversation since we've been sipping.
Great.
Yeah, it's a nice lunch wine.
Concur.
It's fantastic.
Is there a little smokiness in there too? Like
Yes.
Talk that talk.
something reminds me of not speck, but what do they do up in Alsace? They must do a smoked type of meat. Of course, they do the choucroute garni,
Sure.
all the mixed meats that they roast with the sauerkraut and all that.
Yeah.
But they must have a smoked.
No, it's from the Canadian wildfires. It blew over there.
there. Those days are behind us, thankfully. That's cool. Let's get into the next question here. Unless there's anybody else want to say anything about the wines. Did Matt want to comment on the wine or anything? Or then we'll move on to the...
Matt, did you have anything to say about the Trimbach?
I think it's delicious and wonderful. And
He thinks it's delicious and
it's
wonderful.
2017, which was a great year in Burgundy, and it's showing to be an amazing year in Alsace as well.
Yeah.
So that is my take.
These are wines I get excited about again, to be honest with you.
Alsatian wines in general?
I would say I'll just say my experience from it. When I brought this, I actually know this vintage pretty well, and I did pretty well with it at the shop. And that was a wine that just got me excited. And it was one of those wines that just, for me, it's always thinking about how can this it naturally, point of reference wise, you think about what moment will this pair with? Will this pair with food? Will this pair? That's where my point of reference, that's where my energy goes to. It's what is this wine going to do with me in my life? And how does it pair with me in my life? And so that's the kind of conversation I go on. And I'm like, oh, does this go with food? And I love just how expressive it is. And it's a very food-driven wine, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Is that a big thing in the VinoVolo shops? People come in, how long do they hang out? Do they have food usually? Or do you take a particular keen eye to selecting wines that are enjoyable just on their own? Or do you always think about people having a little, like you guys do cheese board?
You literally, it's always meeting people where they're at in the most optimal sense. And so everybody is from different scales. Like you have people that are delayed for 4 hours. So that's going to be a whole different.
They need to calm down.
I'm writing a book called First World Problems Are the Toughest because people come in, it's stressful. You got to drink a $40 glass of wine for 4 hours. Come on. Think about it, guys. 4 hour delay.
That hits you where it hurts.
That's life. But then they end up enjoying the moment and not wanting to leave.
Excellent. Yep. I've seen that for sure. And just as a side question, Eric, for you then, in the PairPro app or even within the commercial software that you do, there it goes again, the weird sound clipping thing. Anyway, within that,
what in the Dickens?
Did you hear it? So is it
I
just
didn't
me?
hear it.
That's a moment. What are the Diggins?
Yeah.
What is that?
Okay, can we stay on topic here?
Oh, go ahead.
Within the PairPro app, do you have an area or a compartment or a way to recommend wines for somebody who's not pairing?
Yeah,
or is it
right now, it's when you land on the home screen, it's meant to be a very simple, like 30, 40-second kind of interaction so people could use it all the time.
Okay.
And not get overly complicated. It's more for novices. So you pick one of two options, pair to food or pair to your taste. So if you're not even dealing with food and I don't know what's what, so it just helps you go, okay, still versus sparkling, okay, white, red, rosé, what country, dry off, dry, sweet, and now, bam, what's filtering down to what you think you might be looking for.
Okay, so you have the pair to taste segment.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Or you just pick appetizer, entree, dessert, and adjust a couple of sliders based on food properties.
Oh, okay.
And it lands on niche wines and more popular wines. Separate them for, here's the obvious stuff.
Yeah, something cool to check out, the PairPro.
I could throw a little Oliver Twist in this, Mr.
Go,
Dickon.
go.
So we could play the bonus game right now. It's called Can You Drink It? I wrote this up this week. And basically, I'm going to say a word in probably another language, and you have to guess, one per person, if you can drink it.
Okay.
I'll shoot to you, Eric.
Okay.
Like drink it with a gun to your head, or drink it drink it out of like necessity or willingness.
I'm guessing there are some
Can you
instances
drink
it
it?
might not even be a liquid, right?
That's what I'm. Okay.
So, Ruta.
Sounds like yes.
No, it's a tiger. I wouldn't drink that in Italian.
Rota, yeah.
Rota.
Rota, yeah.
I said it wrong. My bad.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
that's okay.
So we said wrong. All right. So
That's
Chris.
negative points for him for saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Because if he had,
we're all
I got a
tied up
free
now,
one.
That's the thing.
it's gonna
This
have a
is way
different
to-
frequency by how he says it.
Yeah.
It's for
Totally
sure.
butchered that word.
Yeah.
Chris, we got you next. Dimyat.
Dimyat?
Mm-hmm.
Would I drink Dimyat? I don't know. It's rooted.
Sounds like
Dimyat.
something you call somebody when they're being stupid, right?
Dimyat. No, I wouldn't drink a Dimyat.
You should, because it's a Bulgarian grape variety.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
This guy's ruthless over here.
I know. I got you.
I know.
Chef Allison. So Gluglin.
Can you say it again?
Gruglin. Sorry, I said that wrong.
Can you spell?
Yeah, I can.
Spelling me now.
Can you use it in a sentence?
G-U-R-G-E-L-N.
Can you use it in a sentence? That's a good
No, I can't actually, because then I'd give it away.
Yeah, I think you can drink that.
It means to gargle in German. So I'll give it to you.
I don't want to drink.
Uh, Okay. So we got, I'm going to skip that one. So, well, actually, I have to do it because I've got these for 3 people. So, Cloctaldo.
Cloctadlo.
That's for you, Eric.
Cloctadlo, Eric. Yeah.
I'm just going to
K-L-O-K.
I'm gonna go 50-50.
T-A-D-L-O.
I'm going to say yes.
It also means to gargle
Oh.
in Slovakian. So, negative 1 there.
No, I don't want anything to do with gargle. Don't give me another gargle word, Matt. Please, nothing to do with gargle. All right,
Okay. How
my turn.
about Sarasot?
Say that again.
Sarasot.
Sagasot?
Sarasott.
I have to say one of these things have to be drinkable because it can't be everything
this is
it can't be to gargle.
This
So
is
I'm going to
true.
go with yes.
No, because syphilis. And
Oh,
so
Hey,
man, this is
at least
brutal.
you didn't know. That's good.
This is harsh.
Wow.
Chef
What
Allison.
country was that?
Jan. Oh, Icelandic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Syphilis
Jan
and
73.
But say it again.
Jan 73.
That's like a car.
Wait, isn't that Philadelphia talk?
Yeah,
Jan?
no, that's
Phil-
Yoon.
Jan 73.
Y-A-N, and then 73.
Y-A-N.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Chinese hybrid grape. Yeah.
Chinese
It's a hybrid
hybrid.
of Muscat de Hamburg and Alicante Henry Boucher.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I didn't know that.
Are we actually distinguishing winners and losers in all this?
Yeah, it actually helped. Yeah.
He's the official scorekeeper. I have nothing to do with this.
All right, Eric.
Yeah.
Fonster.
Say again.
Fonster. Fonster. There's an umlaut over the O.
I've just got a new way to handle this. No, I couldn't drink that because I've just.
No, you can't. It's a window in
okay,
Swedish.
good, yeah.
So,
And even if we're drinkable, it'd be beneath my taste. So I
There
just
you
could,
go.
I couldn't drink
no matter
it.
what. Yeah.
if it's a low window, for sure.
Yeah.
So we have Chris for you. Supa Ski.
I'm not drinking anything that I don't know what it is anymore.
That's good for you.
That sounds
For
like
the point of reference, because I'm learning from experience.
It means
No.
soup in Danish. So
Soup
yeah, I wouldn't.
It sounds like a DJ. Superski? What's his name? DJ
Yeah.
Superski?
Yeah.
All right, Chef Allison, last one. I
Okay.
swear. Thank you for being so kind, everyone. Thanks for coming on the podcast. So we have Bull's Seedling.
Whose seedling?
Bulls.
Bowls.
Bull's Seedling.
Like B-O-L-S?
Buls.
Oh, bowls.
Yeah.
Bull's seedling.
It's a seedling. That's Bull's Seedling.
Sounds nasty.
It just doesn't.
Sounds like a baby bull, a calf.
Yeah,
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
dirty.
I would say don't be open. I would say
Don't be open.
Don't be open.
No, I don't know, man.
I mean,
You're gonna be gargling on something
I-
again.
Oh,
my mind was there.
I know. I didn't mean that. Oh.
That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
I was.
This is a
that
family
was why I
friendly
was
show, guys.
hesitating. Yeah, I would drink
I
that.
thought you said Howard Stern was showing up, or
So, yep, it is a synonym for the humble Concord grape.
all right.
It's a natural hybrid of Catawba and Vitis lambrusca. So it was discovered by Ephraim W. Bull, and Bull discovered the grape growing in his yard and then cultivated it. And in 1854, he released the grape, and it made barely a year's compensation off it. What did I say?
Nice. Sorry,
Sound
that was
effects. No, I like
yeah,
it.
the sound effects was that was a mistake.
That's good.
So yeah, that's it. So after, I got to tally this up. If you guys want to
some
keep,
more.
oh, we can do the blind tasting next. New. So
Pleading
I
for
will
new
tally
wine
these
over
up,
here.
Yeah.
and I'll let you guys talk a bit.
While you
Oh, for the
tally?
blind tasting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
wow.
Yeah. You can do the blind tasting. if
Yeah.
you want. It's in
Yeah,
the.
I can pour. I can get
You
up.
sure? Okay.
Yeah, it's just they're in the sleeve, and then so as you guys, Matt's tallying away and getting into the. You see where we are as we roll into our final round here, and you folks.
I was expecting more true false.
I know we should do a little more
Chris
true
won
false.
last time.
We
That's why
have
he's
time.
back
We've
this
got
time.
30 minutes still, so
The
we're
true
doing pretty
false
good.
the true false stories were quite good.
Yeah. We can do another one while Matt's tallying, just for fun, and that'll give you some time while you're tasting the blind tasting wine. Yeah, which does have an interesting color. It's
It does.
a little pale there, but we'll get to that. But yeah, while you're assessing that and thinking of your stories, yeah, let me give you another true-false question, which we may use for scoring or we may not. We'll keep it in reserve just in case we need to go to a tiebreaker or something like that,
Okay.
huh?
Yeah.
How about this question for you, this news story? Is it true or false that La Virgen de Guadalupe is soon to make a reappearance in Mexico's Valle de Guadalupe, where although its winemaking heritage runs back to the 1600s with the arrival of Spanish missionaries, it has spent recent decades in the shadow of the more popular Baja California wine region in Mexico. However, fueled by post-pandemic demand, both domestically and abroad, Valle de Guadalupe wines have surged in popularity, bringing much-needed economic prosperity to the region and fueling a new cult that believes that Our Lady of Guadalupe, La Virgen de Guadalupe, is going to make a mystical appearance to prove her blessing for the wine region. According to winemaker Carmen La Higuera of Dominio Tulum Winery, she says, quote, "The quality and abundance of harvests over the last 5 years has been really miraculous. So yes, we are people of faith, and many here see that as the fulfillment of the promise of our patron saint, La Virgen." She continued, "Miracles do happen, but the cult members do drink a lot of wine, though, so who knows?" Our surprise, true, false, our challenging true, false question to you is, yes, is the resurgence, the boom in the Valle de Guadalupe inspiring a
bullshit.
cult of messianic La Virgen?
I say this is false.
Again, definitive reply from Eric there. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. What's the tip-off for you, Eric?
A dead or struggling region comes out of the pandemic and then booms. I don't see how it's
You don't see it.
possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
So no one can prosper. Eric.
No,
Can
even
bring themselves out of
successful
the
wine
muck.
regions have been struggling the last 5 years. So how is this one just suddenly resurging?
They're not blessed by.
La Virgen.
Yeah.
La Virgen. So what do you think about that one then?
I don't know. There's something
the
about it.
blessing?
I
You want to believe. It's
I
going around
wanna
here today.
believe
Chris was
it.
on the
I
faith
don't know.
tip.
Maybe they're connected to the cabal in some sense.
I would love to believe it.
And then they
sounds
some
great.
kind of- you don't know. Maybe they sold themselves to the devil, and they got. You never know.
This gets deep into Christian mysticism. That's not my field, so I'll defer. Yeah, what do you think, Allison?
Yeah.
Is there
I
a
say it's
cult
true.
of?
Oh, I think there's a cult of everything. I think.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to
Yeah.
say no to this one.
It's hard to
I've
say
got
no.
3
Nice.
myself. So that's
That you're the leader of?
I'm
Yeah.
leader of them. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I'll
They're not that
that-
hard to start.
Take
I'll give
that
you some
offline.
pamphlets. Yeah.
All right. Okay, it's up to you then, Sir Hunter. What do you think about
I'm
cult
gonna
of
go,
La Virgen?
I'm
de
gonna go
Guadalupe?
with nah.
Nah. Yeah, that is something. This is a story I pulled out of my. How do you say arse in
You
Atlantic?
did say family
yeah.
show.
Yes, arse.
did
I
say
went with
family.
arse. It
Arse.
sounds.
So you wrote the story
Ours?
Yes, I just.
with all the details in it. Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can
God
get
is a
to.
creative guy.
Yeah, a little bit of wine. And,
Numbers, you just make them up. That's
yeah,
Wait, what were you smoking during this?
yeah. No, it's
Oh,
wine.
liquid cocaine.
Wine.
It sounds
Liquid
like
cocaine.
it sounds like a hint. That sounds like a hint of psychedelics. Or
Is there
mushroom.
even a Tulum winery or something?
No,
Yeah,
I
was
pulled that, made that
I
up.
was like,
And that was one of
remember
the. So
Tulum was like a place near
You knew it,
Cancun I
too.
visited once. I'm
Correct.
like, that's not even near there. So
you're exactly right. See, these are the little
You
clues
see,
that I try to
this-
drop. Yes. So.
this is
Follows
actually
Extra credit for Eric for getting the geographic disparity.
okay. So
recommended. That's good.
it gives him an extra point then.
That, like,
So
I got a bonus point.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
so that means
Makes
that
up for
Eric's in the
gargling.
lead.
That hit with Chad because you literally had his imagination. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna put Tulum." These guys will have no idea.
So actually, at the end
No,
of
I
the
expect
fourth
that you
round,
would.
We have Eric in first, and then Allison and Chris are behind but tied at 6.
Whoa! So this blind
Yeah.
tasting is gonna really.
It's
do
all
it.
coming
Yeah.
down to the blind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get some of that. Do you want to give them the instructions on the blind tasting, and I'll pour it?
Go.
Yeah, I know, but I have to drink some. I want to be involved in this. So if you give them again the instructions on what
Oh,
they're
okay.
to do with our blind tasting, I'll pour some for me, and then we'll get underway.
That sounds like a good idea. Thanks, Chris. Chad. All right, so everybody, we are pouring for you a wine. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got to figure that out. And we are going to have a good old time about it. You just got to basically figure out, what it is, but tell us what it reminds you of. Does it remind you of an afternoon walk? Does it remind you of
Your
a friend of
grandmother's
yours?
basement.
Yeah. Does it remind you of, I don't know, something from your life? This is where we get to know your personality, basically.
Or if it doesn't hit you that way, maybe
Yeah.
imagine if it were a person. What kind of person would this wine be? Would it be the shy kid in the corner playing the wall, or would it be the flamboyant zoot suit wearing pimp who wears zoot suits? I don't even know.
Only pimps or Sean would have.
Yeah.
Man. Now, let me ask you something, Chad. Now, do you always taste? So Louis Armstrong would always say, in terms of even music, it's all about feel.
Mm-hmm.
And even anytime we meet anybody, on the street, it's 80% of it they say is feel. It's like the subconscious, right? That's the more powerful element. That's the kind of the cellular communication that's taking place. And so that's one of the things I've tried to connect with when I taste wine. It's like it's like the same thing I do when I do with music.
Mm-hmm.
It's those musicians getting, you gotta take the bass up, those essential details that will change the whole song, for example. Would you say you resonate with that, Sean?
Excuse me. Yes. Let's get my first taste of that one. But yeah, no, I definitely taste by feel. It's very important for me. When I first get into wine, I don't first start to dissect it. I try to relate to it in terms of my experience. What other wine does this remind me of? Does it feel Italianate, or does it feel like an American wine? So that's the first place that I go to when I taste. I think that's what you're getting at, that kind of thing. And
yeah, definitely.
Just responding to the overall feel of the wine.
Yeah, the feel, because I think even like the discernment's always interesting. I always think about like when I'm buying wine for people. But it's always, for me, I always want to have a conversation. So I always want to bring myself in it no matter what. Even if I'm buying for the masses, I still want to, because you have to essentially cater to every energy out there, every kind of drinker out there. We try to do so as wine buyers, and you want to try to cater to every. And so doing that, one of the ways by doing that is like but you also want to have a conversation. You want to bring your own you in there. And so I always consider that. I always think about that when I'm tasting wines.
Okay. Yeah. So who's starting to feel the vibe here first?
So I'm gonna give a story. So
Okay.
So this reminds me of, there was one of the coolest moments I had. Everybody always asks me, especially because I work in the airport, is have you met any celebrities?
Mm-hmm.
And I meet a variety of different celebrities all the time. One of my favorite moments was with Bill Murray.
Oh.
Okay.
And it was afternoon. He just came into the bar and it wasn't dressed any better than a bum would be. Like just ripped jeans, but literally just one of the most genuine souls in the world. And I remember, I will never forget, like he just wanted to connect with every guest at the bar. He bought every guest.
Wow.
Yeah, he wanted to. So we were drinking like, I believe it was like Cade at the time, but he bought everybody Cade at the bar. He was like, you guys all know me, I want to know about you. So he literally went to every guest at the bar and got an interpersonal story and listened to everybody. It was the coolest thing in terms of connection.
Yeah.
Because you never really think about that as like it was the most human thing I've seen, but this was from a celebrity. And you always like, in a society where we either look down or up at somebody, to look at people as just people and connect in that moment was one of the most amazing moments. So this reminds me of this wine because of its like open nature.
Oh.
So this wine has a very friendly, very open nature. It's very receptive. This would be receptive to a lot of different styles of drinkers as well, because of the fruit structure, the toasty nature, the balance, the acid too.
Okay. So an open experience with this wine. How about for
Something Chris said
Eric? Yeah.
resonated with me, and that's that I traveled in Europe a bit when I was like 19, 20, and for about a 9-month stint. And my takeaway coming back was, and it's just something that Chris said that made me think of it. So I'm glad he and the wine took me down this train of thought. But the difference, it seemed like in a lot of Europeans and Americans, and around that time, we were very hated around the world. This was back when...
Without revealing too much about your age.
Well, remember...
What period of time was this?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you look great. You look great.
What else is new? But do you remember that there was the war going on in Yugoslavia, and they were... I was in Greece at the time, and a lot of people were flying. There was protests at the embassies and all that.
So early 90s.
Yeah, and the difference when people would ask me, because I made a lot of friends there, but when I came back and people would ask me what was different, I was like, something struck me when I would talk to people is here we say, when you first meet somebody, like, what do you do? And we very commonly, and I'm sure you've seen this in Europe.
I did it just the other day.
Yep, but it's very common, like we make guesses about who people are based on what their jobs are, how much money they make. And there I really didn't get that. I got a lot more of who are you rather than what do you do.
Yeah.
And so what kind of took me to that was this strikes me as definitely an old world wine to me. And when I was in Greece, we would hang out. It was near Acropolis. There was this mountain like out behind the hotel where I was staying at a lot. And from there, we would walk, the friends we would hang out with, we'd hike up this mountain, watch sunsets, drink bottles of wine, hang out, talk. And literally you're seeing like Greek ruins down beneath you. And it was, but it was these kinds of wines. They weren't overly powerful and in your face and sophisticated. They were lighter, acid driven, earthier. And you just, I don't know. The wine, when I think about who drinks this wine, I'm thinking about an older Italian man that has it by the barrel in his house or something like that. You know what I mean? He drinks it every day with food.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. I resonate with that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
As an older Italian man.
Oh, Chad, I read people for a living, and I have to see a part of myself in everybody.
God bless you. God bless.
If the wine weren't in that bottle, I would imagine it would be poured from a cask.
Yes.
Well,
Again, that authenticity and
this is something I don't have a creative. Those stories are amazing. I'll reveal right away. I don't have any celebrity stories up my sleeve.
I made mine up entirely. I was never
it's the spirit
never
of the
met
show.
Bill Murray. No, I'm kidding.
I'm honored to be here because I have a trained palate for food, and I'm on a quest to parlay that onto wine.
Cool.
And that's a life journey. That's not something you can cram. And
yeah, it's hard to fake, isn't it?
it's just really hard to fake. And I also
You wouldn't want to.
I wouldn't want to. That's not my style anyway. And
Respect.
Yeah. But when I tasted this, I immediately thought, man, I wish I had food to go with it. Where the other one, I could just take that bottle and drink it without a bite of food. And this is so acidic to me and tannic. But I'm curious, not to put you on the spot again, but about your expertise in pairing. You mentioned food right away when you tasted it in your story.
Yeah, this is what I do, and it's just a habit now because that's what I made Pairing Pros. That's, as a som, a lot of people were just trying to upsell you, get you into bottles, spend more money, that kind of thing. And I was always trying to, one, see what someone's budget was, and then see what they like, don't like. More importantly, what they don't like.
Are you sure you never upsold me at the Chop House, Eric? Back in those days?
I never did.
The Chop House is all about upselling. Right?
Yeah.
He was a great som. He was
What
a
I
great
don't get
som.
about upselling is that you want people to come back. So
Precisely.
if they feel like they've been
That's why I
upsold
was never
and
that
ripped
way.
off,
Even
then
as a
come back,
server
you know?
before being a som, I was never the one trying to drive the check. I was trying to make. I used to have business cards as a server, and I was.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I did, and I had people coming back all the time requesting me because I
So
just
keen.
wanted to make a great experience. And then on those nights where it's slow and you got a full section plus because you got 3 requests coming in,
Yeah.
that's when you make your money. So
But you can't give them. You have to give more people more wine, so you can't give them quality.
No,
You
here
have
you
to
go.
give them just the
All right,
slop.
let him finish the
You know,
story.
to your
Yeah.
point, that's what I do. Is immediately I think of the things that matter. If I'm thinking an entree, okay, entree weight is maybe the most important. So I want food that is going to be roughly the same weight on the palate as this dish. And then next thing I'm looking at is, you mentioned acidity. Okay, if it's not very heavy, which it isn't, now acidity is a bigger component because if it's very heavy, acid, gets fallen to the background by weight. But when you're talking about medium to lightweight dishes, now acid's going to be very much in the forefront. So your food better have at least an equal amount of acid as this wine. Otherwise, it's going to taste dull, and this is going to end
Oh,
up
I
tasting
see.
super acidic. So the acids don't match. One ends up tasting comparison.
Okay.
and-
It is going to cut through different kind of the same kind of pairing or balance, and then it's also depending on what herb and what that herb is going to do, and then the spice and how then that's going to balance out. So it's essentially, it's all, I think about, there was this wine I tried. I don't know if you tried any of these wines, Chad, but if you haven't, you should. The Shed wines from Michigan,
Oh, yeah.
and then you tried the Beep.
No, I have not had the beep
I
yet.
literally just had that.
That's
all,
the new one. Though.
yeah, I literally
Can't
had that
find
a couple of days ago, and it's called, they have the spontaneous fermentation.
Mm.
And I thought about that, and I was thinking about like just everything what it was doing to me in terms of, I think about what's a cliche thing, but it's not cliche, it's balance. What do we always do? And that the fermentation process is the oxidation reduction balance. But it's what is around is, but I think about it in terms of also, so we can have, I'm a big jazz fan, but I'm not every day, I'm not going to listen to Bitches Brew Miles Davis. That's a out
Gotcha.
there
A little
avant-garde,
heavy.
avant-garde jazz. Think
Sure.
about it. But it's good. But it's like, what is that wine that it's like super out there, super exciting, super on the edge, but still balanced?
Right.
But then, what does that mean? So on the edge, still balanced, but then we bring it in. And so it's always a conversation about balance, essentially. So,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
like that.
Cool.
For me,
like that.
sometimes I'm picking food first. Other times I'm deciding what food I'm going to make because of a wine
Yeah.
I know I want to drink.
Sure, I've
You know
done
what I mean?
both
So,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's important because I think it's let's not limit. And the non-limitation within it brings the excitement and the joy of trying something new. And so it's like everybody has the typical traditional things of, oh, you got to do this, or you got to taste like this, or you got to pair this with this. Let's step outside of the box sometimes, because it's amazing some of the pairings you don't think that will go amazingly.
Oh, go ahead.
No, Matt, you take it away.
I was gonna say, do you guys want to make a call? What did you guys think?
I liked it a lot. I'll make a call. You want to make a call? You want to go first? I'm going to go.
My guess is something Sangiovese based, kind of old.
Yeah, the color certainly gives away the age, doesn't it?
Maybe Tuscany, maybe not even. Maybe another part of Italy that is more northern, like Veneto Sangiovese or something like that. I don't know.
Interesting. Oh, I should write that down.
Any divergent opinions? I think
I like the Italy thing. I don't know if it's Sangiovese. And I like northern Italy too. The acidity. I'm going to Piedmonte. Something in Piedmont. It's calling Piedmonte for some reason. Initially, I thought Barbera, but it might be a Nebbiolo too. I think it's really interesting because I think
they grow Nebbiolo in the Valle de Guadalupe. You know that.
there we go.
I'm not trying to seed any.
Talk that
I'm
talk.
not trying to seed
I
anything.
know there's
but-
Nebbiolos in other areas, but
Yeah.
in any sense, I think
Definitely
about
possible.
even the expressions of the different Nebbiolos or even Piedmonte, because now we're having the Piedmonte is the modern drinker, the modern Piedmonte, or the rustic Piedmonte, and it's a whole different conversation, completely. But I think this is very expressive. The openness nature, as I say, is a more modern style, but it is definitely old world. And I love that kind of dance between the modern style and old world, because I think one of the biggest things right now is the conversation is old world is learning from new world's learning from old world.
Yeah, right.
More than ever before because they had to.
Yeah.
It strikes me as whatever it is, and then totally wrong, but the kind of bottle, and a lot of Europeans, they make a ton of wine that they don't export, right?
right.
It strikes me as one of those types of
Yeah.
wines. Something that somebody's making in
Oh,
some
yeah.
village. This is just what we drink. here.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? This isn't for the Americans.
That's a great thing. Yeah.
Oh,
How did it strike you, Allison? The wine? You told the story, but
Yeah, I guess I was thinking when you were talking about it being poured out of a cask, I don't have the same base of knowledge that you both have, but it did remind me of some Chiantis that I've tasted and some, like when you said Sangiovese, that was, yeah.
yeah, I think it's what we talk about often is having a rustic character to it. It's not like you're saying modern. It's not too lush with ripe fruit and that kind of thing, but it's got some of the barrel character, has a maturation that is a manifestation of the ability to take the time with the wine, to let it sit in the barrel for a bit, which is something you don't often, traditionally we haven't seen in New World wines, where they're just trying to kick them out real quick, and so they tend to be fresher and fruitier. This does have certainly that, what's it called? Garnet.
Oh,
Yeah, the garnet.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Brick hue.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. suggesting
suggesting it's had some age either in bottle or in barrel. So why don't we, who wants to unveil it and see
Do
what
it.
we've been drinking here
We
today?
unveil.
It is Italian.
Woo-hee.
Italian. It's Piedmont.
It is Piedmontese.
Hey, Chris nailed that one, huh?
Hey,
Yeah.
Chris, wow.
Extra point for that.
And give
What
us
is
the
it? Yeah.
name and all that business, all the details there.
Am I pronouncing this right? La Miraya
Yeah.
Crinolino d'Asti.
Grignolino.
yeah.
Wow, interesting.
Grignolino.
That's interesting. How old is it?
This is 2021. It's not
Yeah, it's not that old.
Wow. That's amazing.
So my question is: this a thin-skinned varietal, or is this a
little bit more
could be
thin-skinned.
made thicker? But they didn't press it hard.
Yep.
Oh.
That's the thing about Grignolino is that the name Grignier is a local dialect for seeds in Piemonte.
Okay.
So Grignolino it has a lot of seeds in it. So it can make a very astringent, very bitter wine if they
So that's
press
what's
it.
getting a lot of its tannin, even though it's
It
light
is.
pressed.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think they did a light press on it as to why it came out seeming like has the, how do I say, the stability, the refinement of age. That I don't understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely did a light press on it because I've had some Grignolino. And who else makes Grignolino? Of course, Heights. Has anybody had that Heights Green California?
No.
Yeah. They do one.
I have had that.
Yeah. They can make some pretty robust and, like I say, astringent, mean and green wines. But this one is really supple, really elegant. I was going to say, if I'd had a story chance, Matt.
Oh, go for it.
Matt, I can do it? Thanks, man. Thanks. Thanks. It was coming across with an aristocratic feel to me.
Okay.
I was thinking this is like an Italian
Suit and
guy.
tie.
Yeah. Okay. Not fancy necessarily, but formal. Like maybe the suit's like 40 years old, but he's still got it. That's how it felt to me. It felt comfortable in its skin and its being, right?
Very. I mean,
That was cool.
Yeah. No, it's really fresh too. It's really cool. I like the wine. Just to put it out there.
Yeah.
Really fun one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
It was
La
good.
Mariah Grignolino d'Asti, huh?
Yeah, it's in
2021.
the Piedmont guidebook.
From the Piedmont guy?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I don't know if that helps
That's
anybody
cool.
out there.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess
Matt,
final
yeah.
scores.
Yeah, go.
There is a winner. Oh wait, we can't score that blind taste. We can do like from what people said, or we do the qualitative or the quantitative.
I think you should express your love for our panelists, Matt, and do
Okay.
it in that fashion. That's what I think. He's
So-
a generous guy. He's got a big heart.
Very
you know.
subjective.
Y'all did
scoring
amazing.
here.
Oh, it's not objective. It's very subjective.
Right,
So-
by design.
Yeah. All right. Eric wins. He's got 8 points and then from that.
Oh,
Second place is Chris because he got Piedmont right.
Piedmont. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I called that one.
So that was that little bonus game.
Although I did say
Yeah.
northern, maybe. St.
Yeah. He's far east.
I don't think Tuscany. Maybe.
Sadly, Allison,
Mhm.
You did Saint
Yeah.
Germain from
That's
somewhere
okay.
Yeah.
Chef Allison. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. Man, all right. You guys were amazing. I'll
It
just
was
say-
a great show.
All right, points are all gone. You all win.
That's what we were getting at. That's what we're getting at.
That's
Three-way
what I'm
tie is the
that's
best
what I'm
way to
talking
finish a
about.
game.
Unity, guys. Unity.
Thank you all for coming out and being part of the show. It was great.
Yeah, thank you.
What a wonderful way to start off an afternoon. I hope you all will come back.
I have a question for Allison.
Go.
Does the Newton, can you just go, or do you have to make like a reservation? It seems like it's a small type place. Is it an overnight type thing, or?
We're not currently just open during certain
Yeah.
hours. We have public events that anybody can attend,
Okay.
and you do make a reservation for overnight stays or for private meals,
Private
that kind
meals,
of stuff.
okay.
Yeah. But we have pop up dinners and all kinds of stuff coming up
Okay.
in the winter. Yeah.
Is there like a mailing
Thanks for the
list you can get
plug.
on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. See, he's
wow, I like
looked
that.
up
Pro-
it's a cool-
pros.
it strikes me as like a smaller Whitney, but
Yeah.
here, and more catered to something.
Yeah.
To a private party.
And I'll hand everything
Very cool.
passes my lips and my hands. So that's it. Yeah, please.
excellent. Thank you all again for coming out. It was a great show.
Thanks.
Matt, another one down.
Another one down.
Great.
One in the books.
All right. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you soon.